before we leave off, we're going to take a look at one of these more complicated ones with number 16, because number 16 involves two sets of variables, not two sets of variables, two expressions. So when we go through and do this math, it's gonna be kind of, wacky. So let's copy this question over, and we're gonna take a look at it down here. Alrighty, and we are good to go. Alright, now for this last one, like I said, it is kind of a doozy, but I don't want this to deter you from doing the math. What we're going to do here, this one is easier for us to solve if we cross multiply as opposed to reduce and then solve the equation like how we did with those previous ones. So I got 5 over r minus 9, and that's equal to 8 over r plus 5. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to cross multiply here and here, and here and here. Now remember, when we go through and do this, we want to make sure that we just rewrite what we've done in terms of multiplication. So we know that we multiplied 8 times r minus 9. Now remember, since all of this is down here, we're multiplying by all of this. So put a set of parentheses around it. So I know I have on one side 8 minus, sorry, not 8 minus, 8 times r minus 9. On the other side, I have the same thing. I have 5 times r plus 5. So 5 times r plus 5. So now that I have this set up, this is just a multi-step equation that we have to go through and solve. So that means I need to distribute on both sides. I need to simplify where I can, and then I need to move all my constants to one side and all my variables to the other side. So let's do that math here. First things first, we gotta go through and distribute. So we're gonna distribute 5 and 8 both into our parentheses. Over here on the left, 8 times r gives me an 8r. 8 times negative 9 gives me a negative 72. Now on the other side, we got 5 times r, that is 5r. And 5 times 5 gives me a 25. Alright, so we got this set up. That's pretty good so far. Next thing I want to do, I want to move all my constants to one side and all my variables to the other side. So let's deal with our constants first. Yeah, let's deal with the constants. I want to deal with this 72 and I want to move it to the other side. So the opposite of us subtracting 72 is going to be us adding 72. So let's add 72 to the other side. So 25 plus 72 gives me a 97. So I got 97, and that's equal to, all that we got here. So the 8r is by itself finally. So now I want to go through, I want to move this 5r to the other side because we've already gotten all our constants over here. So the opposite of us having this positive 5r is us having a negative 5r. So I need to subtract 5r to the other side in order for us to do the subtraction that we got here. So 5r minus 5r gives me nothing, so that's going to be crossed out. On the other side now, 8r minus 5 is going to give me 3r. So 3r over here is equal to 97 over here. Let's make that 9 a little bit better. 97, bong. Okay, I got my variables to one side, my constants to the other side. My next step here, I need to get this 3 away from this r. So right now, they're both being multiplied by each other, which means that we are going to have to go through and divide. So right here, both of these will cancel out, leaving me with just R. On the other side, I need to go through, I divide 97 by 3. So when I go through and do that, this is going to give me a decimal. So 97 divided by 3 gives me 32.333333333333. Now, whenever you see something like this in the calculator, it's probably best to leave it as a fraction. So let's go through and just double check to see what that fraction would be. And that ends up meaning that 97 over 3 would actually be our answer for this. Now I'm leaving it as 97 over 3 because alternatively this is going to give us a repeating decimal to do the math with, and we don't necessarily like that. So we are finally in the home stretch. We have to go through and we have to check what we got. So let's go through, let's do a small bit of check work on our part. Alright, so because we got this fraction here, that means that our answer is going to be kind of tight when we run this. So let's go through and set this up. I got 5 over, and in the bottom I have 97 over 3 minus 9. On the other side, I got, over here, I have 8 over 97 over 3 plus 5. This is a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. So what we're going to do, we're going to test this out in the calculator. So we're going to go through, we have to set up both our fractions. So I have 5 up top, and it's being divided by, and we're going to have to use a lot of parentheses, so bear with me. So we're going to set up that 97 over 3 in a parenthesis. So this is part of our denominator, and it is being subtracted by 9. And what I'm going to do here, see how I put a parenthesis before I even set up this, fraction part? I'm going to close off that parenthesis over here. Now when I hit enter, this is going to give me this right here. Now, if I go through and do that with the other side, I want to see if it's going to give me the same decimal. So let's go through and check. I got 8 divided by 97 over 3 plus 5. And then when you hit enter, I end up getting the same exact decimal. So that means that when I ran this math here, both of these end up working. So that means, boom, Bob's your uncle, we got it. That is our answer. So in some cases here, like, we'll end up getting, pretty crazy answers like we've gotten before in algebra. But don't feel any type of way. We always just go back and we check what we got. We checked our answer, and it ended up working out for us. So that is your 5 examples for you to work these out, and you're going to need to work this practice out on your own. Now, on the other page here, I've given you equations from all the different types that we have dealt with, involving fractions, involving decimals, involving just simple 1- to 2-step equations. You need to make sure that you're going through and setting them up and solving them for yourselves. Okay? Now, if you don't set them up and solve them up, okay, that's cool. That's up to you. But remember, these things are being checked for completion, so make sure that you do complete them. All right, folks, I will see you in class, and I'll check you out in the next video.